Tim, every broadcast you're sitting at the computer.
Wait, I don't want to, you got starting.
Yeah, I started.
Oh, geez.
Hello, everybody coming on. So, this is weird because I'm doing it in landscape view and my camera's over here, but I feel like I'm looking here. I don't know. Anyway, so for my YouTube people, I'm doing a Periscope video right now, so it's going to be a little different because I'm going to be answering questions and talking to people as they come on and join us. So don't think I'm talking to myself. I just wanted to put that out there. We are currently redoing our Lula room and we're painting. So I'm going to show you guys some of the stuff that we do, how we take photographs, how we do pop-ups online, how we retain customers, and how we get hostesses for pop-ups, new hostesses. So my husband has a lot to do with this great system, but please share this broadcast. And before we get started, I wanted to show you my outfit of the day. So this is weird because it's on landscape and normally it's not, and it seems like, see how we're not done yet up there with the wall? We have to, oh shoot, I forgot to turn my location off too. All right, how's that? Now you guys can't really see what I'm wearing, which stinks because I wanted to show you. Tim, maybe you can come over and grab the camera and show them. Because I'm wearing an Irma that I turned into a halter top. So if you want to come grab the camera and show them. And it's weird when I'm talking, it looks like I'm looking off to the side, which is really odd. So you have to, I guess you can't flip it, huh? So you have to just back up. Keep going. Tilt it down so you can just see that. Okay, there we go. Now you can see. So I'm wearing, this is an Irma, and you gotta tilt it down a little bit more. There you go. And I'm wearing with black leggings, and I turned it into a halter top. So if you guys haven't tried this yet, it's really fun. You just take you put it on, put your arms through the neck hole, and then you take the sleeves and you come up and tie it behind you. And then you still have the length of the Irma, so it covers everything. But it's a little bit, you know, it's a little cuter because for summer it's hot, so we want stuff off of our arms. So has anyone else tried this yet? Because I feel like this is a really fun style for the Irma. Thanks. Okay, so we're gonna come back and get on task. But I just wanted to show you guys. Thanks, you guys. What was it?
Back in here?
Yeah, please. So you guys have to try this. I'm gonna just bend because you can't. There. This might be an interesting YouTube video just because it's. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna straighten this out a little bit. Okay. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about how to do Facebook parties. So when I first started my business, it was like February 16th, somewhere around there. And we weren't really quite sure what we were doing, so we came up with a lot of weird stuff to try to do online pop-ups. As far as like, we even created a store. We thought, oh, we'll create a store and that'll be great. But what we figured out is that there's something about the fun nature of Facebook and social shopping. So what my husband came up with, and this is literally like the secret to our success, I have to tell you. So please share this with people because I have a team that's growing really fast and it's been so much fun and we have such great people, but I want to also share with everybody else what we've been doing that's been working, because when I first started, I wasn't really quite sure what I was doing. So some of these tips would have been, would have came in really handy for me. So basically what we did in the beginning is we created a Google form. So I don't know if anybody has a Google form that they use, but we find it to be really such a great tool because we can capture tons of information that way. I'm not sure how other people do parties where people aren't filling out a form, because I don't even know how you would keep track of stuff. But basically we use this Google form, we pin it to the top of our Facebook page, and people have to fill it out before we invoice them. So what's so great about that is because in the Google form we can say, do you want to host a pop-up? Or are you interested in LuLaRoe? Are you interested in becoming a consultant? And so what we found from that is that we don't ever have to ask anybody to do a pop-up, first of all, and we never have to ask anyone if they want to become a consultant, because people are always just giving us this information on their form. And it's just been really awesome. So I will say that is the secret sauce to our success, because every time I do a pop-up, I get at least 3 or 4 people that want to do one, that volunteer and say, I want to do a pop-up and earn free clothes. And I probably get at least 2 people that want to become a consultant, which is great, because I don't want to, you know, when you run a LuLaRoe business, it's a retail company, so you can make tons of money just as your own little boutique. I don't want to spend tons of time recruiting and that sort of thing like other direct sales companies. That's just, I'm not in the, you know, in the mind frame for doing that right now. So what's so great about our Google form is that if somebody does want to become a consultant, they volunteer themselves up. We're never asking people to do parties. It just kind of happens organically, which I like that, because I feel like I can help somebody get what they actually want instead of trying to put this idea in their head for them. So does anyone else use a Google form that's watching right now? Just to kind of get your feedback on that. If you don't use a Google form, I would highly recommend it, because it works awesome. Okay, most people do. So you know, on the Google form, you can put, like, let me show you guys what ours looks like, okay? So here is our Google form. We change it with every sale. We have them put their name, their phone number, their email, what they bought, if there's any like exchanges or anything, shipping, and then, is this backwards to you guys, or does it look normal? Promo code, here we go. Are you interested in, okay, good. Are you interested in hosting an online pop-up? Or at home? Are you interested in learning about becoming a LuLaRoe consultant? Do you guys all do that on your Google form? Do you have those questions on there? Because that'll give you some great feedback from your customers when they're shopping. The other thing, let's see, the other thing that I wanted to talk about today is just the Google form, which is so important because you're going to get feedback from people. And after my first month, I didn't even have time to look at the Google form. And one time we were sitting down and my husband goes, do you know you have 20 people that want to do a pop-up that you haven't followed up with? And I was like, what? Because I didn't know, I don't think I knew he put that on the form. So I will say I have people coming to me all the time that aren't on my team, but on other teams that say, I can't build my following. How do I sell more clothes? I saw someone say they haven't even sold $2,000 since June. So I try to, you know, train on these things in my team, because there's definitely a science to gaining customers and getting pop-ups set up, and I don't think you have to ask people. I think people will volunteer themselves all the time if you're doing it right. Yeah, so it is important, because it's genius actually, because you never as a consultant have to feel like you're pressuring somebody into doing something. And when you come off that way, nobody wants to hang out with you because you're being weird. So I don't want to be like that. So when we ask the question, people will volunteer themselves, and then you can follow up, and it's the natural progression. You know, I saw that you wanted to do a pop-up. I'm happy to help you. Here's how we do our hostess rewards. So what I do for my hostess rewards is I do one free item per 10 items sold, 10% off of anything that they want after their free items if they're doing online, and I do 15% for at home because they have to usually clean and they have cocktails and food, so I give them a little bit better discount. And then we do a free pair of black hostess leggings too. So I try to treat my hostesses really great, and I'm going to do a whole nother Periscope on how to coach your hostess. But anyway, so that's beside the point. So once you get to a point where you have a lot of people that are on your Google form that say, I want to do a pop-up, what you need to do is follow up with them and then decide how you want to proceed as far as your calendar is concerned. So a lot of my girls ask, well, how can I make, you know, a certain amount of money each month? And if you're doing like 3 sales a week, and at each sale you're doing 25 items that you're selling. You're gonna net about $1,700 a week. That's right.
$1,275.
Oh, sorry, $1,275 a week. So, but I will say though, if you do it the way I'm going to tell you, you probably won't have to do 3 sales a week. So, because like last week I did a sale where I sold 70, was it a little more? 70 pieces in one sale. So that right there takes care of almost 3 sales into one. So I want to teach you guys how to do that so that you can, you know, leverage your time a little bit better too. Yeah, so please share, you guys. If there's people that you think on your team that could benefit from this, please share with your friends that are consultants or somebody that's on the fence or anybody that you know. So after you have about a month into the business and you have quite a few people that want to do parties and pop-ups, what I recommend in the beginning is I did private group Facebook parties for my people, for my hostesses. And usually I'd get about like 30 to 40 RSVPs. So what we'd do is we'd create an event page. We would have them invite at least 100 people, and we'd shoot for like 30 to 40 RSVP yes. So now that I've grown to, you know, have a bigger following, what I do now is I usually do 2 hostesses or maybe 3 hostesses per pop-up. So that's leveraging my time. I'm not, you know, but I treat them just the same. I give them just as much time and energy, and I help their people when we're on the pop-up selling. I do just as much as I did before. It's just that we have, you know, more people in one setting. So I just want to show you guys this. If you want to screenshot this is kind of the rule that we follow. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but if you want to screenshot it, this is kind of the rule that we follow. And so what I say is if you have at least 50 people, here I'll back up so you guys can do it there we go. So I'll say if you have at least, if you're doing a private, this is kind of how you decide if you want to do a Facebook party on your own page or a private party on like creating a whole separate group. There's pros and cons to both. So if you're doing, at least for me, if I'm doing a private party, I want at least 50 RSVP'd yeses. And I might have 2 hostesses for that party. So one hostess might have 25 people RSVP yes, the other hostess might have 25 people RSVP yes. That's great. So what I do for this, you know, for this section when I'm doing a private party is I create a private Facebook group. So it's like just like when you started LuLaRoe and you created a Facebook group, it's exactly the same thing. You just go in, it takes 2 seconds, you put a cute picture on top, and you say, you know, Jessica and Lisa's online pop-up. You title it that. And then what you can do is you can preload your albums before the party starts. So if I have a pop-up on Thursday, on Wednesday I'm going to start uploading my albums just because I like to do it ahead of time. I'll put all my albums up on that private page. I'll invite the hostesses so they can get to shop first. That's one of the perks of being a hostess of mine is you get first dibs and you get to see all the albums when they're uploaded. And then they get, you know, first dibs on the clothes. And right when the party starts, what I'll do is I'll copy the link to this private page and I'll paste it on the event page we created. And I'll tell the girls that are hostessing, you know, or yeah, hostessing for me, I'll say, make sure to add people to this private shopping page because sometimes they don't understand how to get on there. So you can also add members as you go. So that's one scenario. Second scenario is this, which is doing a party on your own Facebook page. So my Facebook group is LuLaRoe Meg. And I like to do, for a while I was doing so many private parties that I had no traffic on my own page. Well, and I have close to 2,000 followers. So every time somebody posts something that they're, you know, part of a group, they're going to see it. Or I wouldn't say every time. Basically, if on your Facebook page, if you have like 2,000 followers and you're doing a party, all of a sudden people that didn't know a party was going on are going to see in their Facebook feed all these cute outfits or dresses, and they're going to see, and then all of a sudden they're going to be like, what is that? And they're going to jump on and they're going to start shopping. So that's a great way to attract people when you're doing your own party on your own Facebook page. So I'd say try to at least do one of those a week. The other thing is, you know, if I have a host, like one hostess, and she's got, you know, 10 to 15, 20 people, then I'll just do the party on my Facebook page. So what I'll do is, and I'll have to show you guys how I do this because I had some questions on this the other day. But I wanted to actually show you guys physically how I do it. Is I will upload the albums about 20 minutes before, but I create different, what is that called?
Different windows?
Yeah, like I open 7 windows on my computer and upload the albums. I'll show you guys how I do it. So anyway, that's how I decide if I'm doing a private group pop-up or if I'm doing a pop-up on my page. Now, a lot of people will say, oh my gosh, I'm so, you know, I have somebody new that was like, it's really hard because I just did a pop-up on my page and I wanted to take my albums down, and then when I took my albums down after my party, I lost all the comments. So then if I had to go back and try to figure out what people were bought, it was gone. So what I do is I keep my albums up. If I have a party on Sunday on my actual page on LuLaRoe Meg, I'll keep my albums up for, you know, a couple days until I pull everything off the rack. I put a name. Can you grab me those little name tag things?
I'm out of them.
Right there on top of the leggings. What we do is Tim made these little name tag things. We actually take these and we put them, see the little punch hole on the hanger with our items. So we put these right on the hanger. As the party's going, Tim will help me pull stuff and he'll put the name and we'll group everything together. So then if there's any discrepancy with the form or people can't remember what they bought, we have this as a kind of checklist. And then we leave the albums up for a couple days. Once the party's over, people don't really shop much anymore. So it's not a big deal. And we might have 1 or 2 sale that trickles in, which is fine. We're happy to, you know, sell more stuff while we can. Once we close that party out, we'll take all the albums down off of our page. So one great thing about the private group is that if you're doing a, you know, private group with 2 hostesses, you can leave that page up. You never have to delete it. So if you need to go back and reference something, you can see what you did. Up to this point, are there any questions on what I'm talking about? Because I'm going to show you guys how I physically take pictures and then how I upload my albums. I'm going to show you guys kind of some tips and tricks on that. So is there any questions so far? I'm just going to wait for a second. No questions. Okay. So now what we're going to do is show you guys how we take the photos and how we upload them into either a private party or onto our page, just to kind of give you an idea. So,
Can we reverse this?
yeah, you can.